In progress.
Good evening, everyone. This is MGM 3113 Organizational Behavior, date 23rd of May, year 2022. So tonight we're going to focus on chapter 10 from our textbook that got something to do with team. Okay, so we're going to focus on how teams are formed, how teams are functioning in the workplace. So that's what we're going to focus on. Okay, as the starting point, this is how it goes. Okay, I think probably in the history of humanity, never before any individual succeeded alone. They all had a solid team backing them. So let's start with that point, yeah? So never before in the history of humanity, any individual succeeded alone. They always, regardless of how great the leader is, they always been supported by a solid team. Even religiously speaking, okay, for those who are Muslims in our we call the group here, you will know that as much as Nabi Muhammad was such a great soul, we know that he was backed by a solid team and at least someone been backing him up all the time. Okay, his wife Hadija was always with him, as well as Sayyidina Abu Bakr, his uncle, was always with him. So without their support, no individual can actually succeed alone. So let's start from that point. The point is that teams are essential for any organizational, success. Very, very basic point, teams. But the question is that who are these team and what's the difference between team and a group? You know, most of the time we are confused and we use it interchangeably as if they are both are the same. No, they are not the same. So today we will discuss how teams are formed, then how teams are performing, and ultimately, what are the critical success factors to develop and maintain a successful team. So that is the objective of the day. All right. Let's look into the growing popularity of teams in organization. Why teams are so popular? You know, because you see, whenever you attend any interview, for instance, in Malaysia, if you attend interview, the top 3 skill according to jobstreet.com, the top 3 skills that the HR managers and the interviewers will look for in you. Yeah. So the top 3 managers, these are the 3 things. Number 1, they are looking for your problem solving skill. Okay. So number 1, they're looking at your problem solving skill, because otherwise, why should I hire you? If you're not good at solving the problem, why should I waste my money to hire you? So there are various ways to measure the problem solving skill, but just stay to the point that number 1 skill that companies want from you is your problem solving skill. Number 2 is your communication skill. Okay, your communication skill, how well you communicate what you have in your head, and how well you listen to execute the plan. So this is what called number 2 skill. Number 3 skills that every organization want, particularly during that interview, is that your ability to become a team player, your ability to play in a team, your ability to function well and contribute to the success of the team. Because companies are not hiring you just for your ability to become a solo player, but most importantly, they are more concerned about you becoming a team player. So that is the introduction to why teams are very, very popular, in today's literature. Some of the reasons our teams can achieve feat in individual could never accomplish. Betul lah, you know, we used to say that, you know, those days about the lidi, you know, kalau ambil yang sebatang lidi tu mudah aja patah. So, but when you bring a number of ladies together, it's going to be very, very difficult to break them. It goes into every culture as well. Okay, so there is no way an individual can achieve success, popularity, by doing everything by himself or herself. He or she definitely need a team to back him up. Then the second one is teams are flexible and responsive to changing events. So if you choose the right team members, they can be always will be flexible, and they always can be responsive to the changing events, so that the CEO don't have to crack his head all the time. They can quickly assemble, deploy. Sorry. They can quickly assemble, deploy, refocus, and disband. Remember, whenever we talk about team, there must be an official day of appointment, and there's an official day of disbandment or disengagement, we call it. So it must happen. Okay, let's say this team will stay here for 3 months. So we will have a terms and conditions for that. Yeah. Then there are effective means to democratize organization, increase employee involvement. So this is where, when the team exists, so the leader don't have to make decision all the time. So the leader can actually, probably the leader is not supportive of any individual officer, but the leader will support any decision made by team, a group of people, right? So this is an indicator why that teams are important and why they are being the preferred one. Okay. So now that they introduce a collaborative mindset. So again, go back to number one. Collaborative mindset is, right, what can you achieve alone compared to, 5 people together. So that means the achievement could be greater, right? So teams are for that purpose of what they call growth mindset. So now we discussed it earlier. There's a work team and a work group. So which? Okay. So the work group and a work team, do they cross information? Oh yes. Okay. As far as work group are concerned, it is a shared information. Okay. But work teams are concerned, it's a collective performance. So it's no more about what they call information. It's about the application of the information. That's why they are most successful. Okay, neutral, sometimes negative when you're in a group, but we are talking about in a real team, they are always positive. They go and win, that kind of mentality. In group, end of the day, because they do not share what you call the common goal, so they end up having individual goals. Okay, but in a team, if you can recall some of the examples, sports team, okay, the individual aspect is not encouraged. It's always been teamwork, 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 because everybody responsible for the success of the team or for the failure of the team. Okay. Then finally, the team also focus on the skills level. We saw the difference between skill and what you call competence the other day. So the skills level, it must be employed. Okay. It must be not the person not only holding on to a few mini skills, but very, very different type of skill, so that this side the consultant can promote you as long as you are a very good team member. So remember, team is not about playing small. Team is about playing big. Yeah. So that is the ultimate goal. So generally, there are 5 types of team in the organization. So what these 5 teams are? Number one, your team can come together because of a problem-solving skill. Okay, it's a problem-solving skill. So obviously, we all know what a problem-solving skill team will do. Okay, now they solve problem. No? Now on the other side is a self-managed. A self-managed team is something new, but it's already been taking what they call shape for the last 5-6 years, even pandemic. All right. It's all about you tell them what to do, then you don't have to manage or lead them. They know what to do. Then they will prepare you, okay, the documents accordingly after they finish the task. So this is self-managed managed team is one of the best, yeah. All right. Then you're talking about the mixture of these two. Okay. Mixture of these two. Can they come from cross-functional, from someone from HR becoming a manager in finance, and someone in international business over here, this part of the world, the finance is at 7 a.m. So that means once you have got that kind of disparity of time, so that means it's not good for the economy of the both countries. So what they have done, they have shortened these, and you can now completely perform as a team, even as a virtual teams based on the technology. Okay, so this is where the new form of team building is actually taking shape. Matter of fact, everywhere I go, people ask me about this clearly. right? They said how to form an effective what do you call team in the name of what do you call pandemic and post-pandemic and all the thing, right? So people are always want to learn more. So how do we know whether the team is effective or not? Okay, so always remember 2C and 3P, 1P. Always remember. Okay, always remember 2C and 1P. Okay, so what are the characteristics? Okay, what are the characteristics of effective team? Number one, the team must exist. Okay, let's look into the context of you're looking into the team. Okay, because you can break this down into small subsection if you want to. But let's say talk about the context. So context means, okay, now the team is all steady. So we got enough resources and we got a solid leader. And also he has developed a very culture-based, what do you call, organizations, okay? And very solid structure. People everywhere trust everyone, okay? Then ultimately we measure the performance evaluation. Then we are so fair into performance evaluation, we actually treat every employee fairly. So that is what you call one context characteristic, yeah? Number two is composition. Composition is about people joining the organization, okay? So here, the composition is based on ability of the members, mixed ability, personality. You cannot get same personality anywhere. Allocating roles, how can you allocate roles to them? But you will never know there are some diversity, okay? People, then here basically you're talking about your cultural differences, uh, size of the team, 8 to 12, okay? Member preferences, whether they can choose their own member or not and whatnot. So this is where the composition of the team coming in, okay? Finally, what happened is that once the team is, what do you call, proven, sorry. Once the process is been proven, so now we are talking about more stable team there. We are talking about common purpose. What is our common purpose of doing this? Or what are the specific goals, team efficacy, team cohesions, mental models, conflict, what do you call, levels or social loafing. So all these are the system problem because the team do not capture all this mental illness among the teenagers. And the teenagers expected to do miracles, teenage teachers, yeah, because they never handled a team like that before. Now the government says that, oh, you are the form teacher, you have to change them. I tell you what, these form teachers, okay, they are smaller than the student. So how to measure this? Is there a way? Of course, there is a way, all right? Of course, there's a better way of doing things. So now, before you conclude, what are the things that you may want to determine whether your team going to be successful or not? So you cannot run away from these factors. Yeah, I mean, these factors will come in. Just hold on. These factors will come in all the time. Just hold on. Did I? Okay. What factors determine whether the teams are successful? Number one, you must have adequate resources. Okay. Number two, who is the leadership? Okay. Then who is the followers, and what are the structure? We have to communicate with this. Otherwise, it's going to be in Malay. We call it sakalang kabut, right? So then the ultimate things in any team will be climate of trust. Can people trust each other? Okay, can people trust each other? To create that environment is not easy, all right? But that's a leadership responsibility, Then finally, performance evaluation and reward. The way that we're going to measure people's performance, okay. Can it be very based on fair and justice? Okay, because you're talking about performance evaluation and reward. So these are some of the factors that can determine whether or not the team can become successful. Because even though your friend But come to work team, you should develop yourself differently. Okay, now that brings us to our next question, team composition. Team composition, okay, how to form a team? Can we have all boys, all girls, or can we have all someone from Sudan? We don't care about our friends from different state as well as the China, right? So that means you most of the time you compose just because you think that um, um, what do you call the multi generations, multi perspective going to help companies to come out with a new idea and whatnot. So that is actually very possible. But this is where we have to measure the ability of members. Yeah, otherwise you are wasting your time. Okay. Personality. Okay, so let's say your team is supposed to be in a certain way. So you expect your the people that you hired, you're all going to be quiet, right? But again, you know that not this won't happen not all the time. No? Sometimes you have a member, they are very talkative, going to be difficult. So we are talking about allocating roles. Okay, later we will see what are the roles that we can actually ask individual to play in a role. And diversity is the name of the game. So everybody nowadays want to go into the bandwagon saying that, I am different, then I'm also agree with the third, maybe fourth gender. So you'll never know, right? But so far only third gender, lah. All right. So then we go into organizational demography. So this is about people, the type of people, yeah. So organizational demography is where you teach, right? You identify, okay, you identify people coming from say, a different or same region, they all can what do you call get together now. So you really have to be very careful about that, right? Because sometimes if some people coming from a very noisy background, okay, they come and talk here, and CEO and say that why you talk so loud? Why you talk loud? When they make a few times comment like that, why you take so loud? Okay, eventually, okay, the participants will be losing interest to visit us. Okay, so size of the team, I mentioned already, 8 to 12 will be ideal. Member preference, it could be related to the training, right? The team training that you're going to go through, or related to your long-term, right? Interest to whom you want to work and what not, yeah? So that will be the key here. So as I promised, these are what we call as the functions of the team. Yeah. So I hope you all will self-read this one, because this one surely will come out. One bantu or in exam surely will come out. Yeah. So you'll never know. So if the exam is coming out, then I'll keep you posted lah. I'll keep you posted. Okay. So linker is a coordinates and immigrates all the system. So that means the linking person. No? Creator is someone who increase what do you call creative ideas to solve some of the problem. Okay, if I'm a face-to-face, I can show you a lot of example. The next is promoter. They are different than the linker. So promoter, they already got their news in the hand, but they will go around and tell the whole world. Okay. For instance, naughty, don't tell my sister. I actually call my sister as 7-Eleven. I call her as a 7-Eleven. Because you give her one idea, she'll make sure that within short period of time, she'll tell everybody. But the good thing is that whenever she tell a secret, hey, this is the topmost secret. This is what my brother says. This is the topmost secret. Please do not share it with somebody else. And she'll be sharing it, So what to do? Sisters ready, right? Okay, this is where champion ideas. Okay, if the person happens to come out alive, okay. So now SSO is the one that always want to measure things. Okay, measure things in a team. Organizer, if you ask me, they are the number one factor if you ever want to become what do you call a director. Okay, a company director or company manager, because the term the team, right? The team members, right? is definitely consists of all the skills that we talk about. But somehow I always feel that there are some because characters are more important than the rest. Okay, so then provide structure. Oh yes, okay. You work for a company, you must know about the structure, right? Then provide direction and a follow up through. I mean, what kind of leader is that if he or she is not giving you direction? Sometimes they will support you if they are busy, but otherwise, you don't expect them to support you all the time. Okay, but again, it's human nature. We expect people to expect us, lah. Right? Then you're talking about the advisor for the whole committee, encourage the what do you call the search lah. Okay. So that means you coming out some new ideas to improve your performance and whatnot. So, but again, finally, this is what happened. So that brings us to our important point. That is, how do we know? Okay, what process what you call influence the other one? The picture that I've taken from internet, it's a direct, straightforward picture. Okay, first of all, we look into potential group effectiveness. Of course, uh, this person will claim to be I'm the next leader because I'm come from a university, and during the program, I will gain their confidence so that they will always end up saying a business money to me, right? Which I never take. Okay. So the idea is if everybody has got a potential, who's going to become the real player? Okay. This is where the processing and what do you call the processing of the uh, losses or processing of the gain will become more meaningful. Okay, so effective teams are all is potential group and effectiveness, later become a government staff, and later become someone who work for the ministry. Okay, so that's an idea. Look at the way how teams are being formed there. Okay, so the actual team effectiveness is where how much you gain compared to how much you lose. Okay, so it's not easy to form teams. Yeah? It's not easy to form teams. So what are the characteristics of effective teams? According to our textbook, first and foremost is team processes. So when you say team processes means the team has got a certain ways of getting things done. So if you are joining the team, you better go and learn how the teams work in that organization. Okay, so in that sense, right, in that sense, you are talking about more alert about what's happening. Remember reflexive, witty. So that means you're more alert about the surroundings and what is happening in your life. Then you go in with the specific goals. Don't give maybe, maybe not. No, go in for a specific cause. Then at the same time, believe in your team efficacy. You know that they are there for you. Dia akan menjadi lewat malam lah. Dia akan menjadi lewat malam. Okay. But again, because of everybody sticking together, now you have got a new friends and also new self-belief. We call that as self-efficacy. In identity, okay, the team identity is not so popular in countries like Germany because they're all solo. Culture is solo, even animal also solo. But team identity where some people take very seriously. You can see some of the football players after they kiss the score goal, they go and kiss their badge, how much they are loyal to that organization. Mental model is the way that you think and operate about the world. So they're also influenced by the coaches as well as question coach, what do you call? The idea how someone can convert the team into become a powerful also depend on the ability of the team leader to deal with conflict level. Right? If he or she unable to solve a conflict that happened within the team, and as we know, that is not good. Okay, so it also won't mention anything good about their leader. You must be able to manage conflict. Social laughing in bahasa senang, okay, lepak lah. So that means you sit together doing nothing. Okay, so again, possible because too many team members, there'll be only a few will be working, the others will be goyang kaki lah. Okay. So now bring us to the question of, okay, so how are we going to create the team players? Okay, how are we going to create the team players? As we know, the method is very straightforward. We have to select the right, okay, team players as the on what do you call leading that organization, leading. So you have to select uh, uh, the the perfect team players. Then after that, we create team players. Okay, training. You go train again and again. What do you call comfortably. So the more you train, the more creative that you're going to be. Okay, so that's the idea. First of all, we from management we select. From employee also they're expecting how they will be select, right? So the last but not least, must not forget proper rewarding for your what do you call as a team member, we have to be celebrating something new. Okay. Then every success must be rewarding one. It could be very small, Pizza Hut or whatever it is. As long as the team members have got the high morale, and why not? Why not? So my last question, when you are not going to use any team, okay, so there are times that you don't need team, you just need solo, right? I've done that before. I've done that before without asking question. Okay, so now the question is, when you avoid a team, okay, so now can someone from our family can do the job better than the team or not? If the answer is yes, then why waste time, lah? Right? Then does the work create a common goal or purpose? Whether or not the work that your boss is working and the boss and you are working, put together the salary, apart from money part, do you think that your children looking at you very happy? Okay, so this is, I leave it to you. Okay, this is our liberty. So does the work create a common goal or purpose? That's what we discussed just now. Are the team members of the group interdependent? Yes, yes. Interdependent means you are not here or not there. So you are only human being are the longest interdependent animal in the whole world. Longest, yeah, longest. So once you give birth, so you send him go to school and whatever, sometimes go to university like you all. Sometimes don't even they come to universities, but whatever it is, they all manage to achieve success. Real case in Harvard, okay, they all just because the ability to manage and lead teams. Okay, so people. So as I mentioned, this is the shortest video that I can plug in. And today we covered about team. Everything is all about team. Okay, so the importance of it, the types of team, and how teams are what do you call contributing to organizational success and whatnot. Okay, I hope it was a beneficial sharing for you all. So officially, I will end the Zoom session here now. Okay, just hold on.